Hey everyone, so I want to make a quick video today about grief, and specifically I want to make this video because a couple weeks ago our family lost our dog Keisha, and she'd been around for a little over 11 years, and she was very, very close to all of us. We treated her very much like a member of the family. My daughter even called her a sister. So we've had the last couple of weeks to go through this process of mourning and letting go and accepting and remembering and honoring. And we've had a lot of discussions over that time. And I want to make this video because I understand that grief is one of those experiences that is never fun to go through, no matter who or what you've lost. And there are certain insights that help as you're transitioning from that place of raw emotion and pain and loss into a place where you're actually living in a way that honors their memory and carries forward all of the beautiful gifts that their life has passed on to you. So I want to make this video quickly just to cover these three insights, and hopefully they help. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, just leave them below. So without any further ado, let's move on. So insight number one. This one's all about responsibility. Understanding that the pain and suffering that you're feeling right now, the feeling of loss and remorse that you're going through, has nothing to do with the person that you've lost. The fact is that they are not suffering. Remembering that is key. Remembering that all of the hardship and consequence and pain and sadness that that person ever went through is now over. And we're not going to talk about God or the afterlife or reincarnation or anything like that right now, and at least not in this video. But remembering that the pain that you're dealing with is your own. It's your own because you miss them and because they were a big part of your life. Now, don't shy away from that. Take that responsibility. It's not that it's selfish, but it certainly is focused on the self. It's what we've lost, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get lost thinking that the pain that you're going through is somehow honoring the dead. That somehow if you stop suffering right now, it's because you don't care about them. That is not the case. And that brings us to insight number two. Insight number two is all about perspective. I've said this in previous videos. The fact is that we can have a positive or a negative perspective of anything that we go through. Now, when we experience a loss, like the loss of a loved one, it's very easy to fall into the negative perspective. We think about what's not there anymore, about all the beautiful things we've had and that they're gone. And this is unfortunately the duality that is existence. We have a moment that is beautiful and joyful, and so we experience that happiness knowing that we have that moment. But there's the flip side, which is the sorrow that we will never have that moment again. So remember that although it's easy to focus on what you've lost, look at how much you've gained. The alternative to losing this person is to never have had them at all, which means that, true, you wouldn't be feeling the suffering and the pain that you're going through right now, but on the other hand, you would have never had any of the memories and the laughs and the joys and the compassion and the empathy and the conversations and all of the things that meant so much to you that came with this person coming into your life to begin with. So focus on that. Look at what you gained. Look at the gift of life that this person gave to you and how much they've changed you. And you're not going to recognize that all right off the bat. And that's normal. You're still going through this unfortunate shock of them not being around anymore. But every time you feel that pain, focus on how much you gained. And not just you, but them as well. They gained something through their interactions with you. You influenced them as much as they influenced you. So don't get caught thinking that your pain is what shows how much you cared. If you truly, truly cared for this person, then you gained so much joy and life and lessons and insights from them that now you can carry on into the world as you go forward. They may not be able to walk with you, but they've changed the you that is walking, and you can carry that with you as you go on. So insight number three comes down to acceptance, and that's really what we're trying to avoid as we're going through all of this. We're trying to deny the reality because we feel that the reality is simply too much for us to deal with. And so we're in that state of shock. And that's what we try to avoid. We dig into our head either by going into regret or denial, or we go into blaming ourselves or others or even the person who's passed on. And we do this simply because it takes away from the inevitable acceptance that they are no longer here. And we have to deal with that. We have to deal with the fact that they're no longer here in the physical sense. And instead look at ourselves as not having lost them, but being an extension of their lives. We are an extension of the ripples and the influences that they had while they were here. And so we ourselves have changed, and we are going to carry that on going forward. That's going to happen regardless of what we think. So remember that they, although they are no longer here in the physical sense, their ripples never go away, and they are already affecting you. They already have changed you. And now through you, they're affecting and changing other people. And so the world evolves, and we all change as a result of the tremendous gift that this person left us. And if we focus on that, then we realize that it's not through suffering and mourning that we truly reflect how much we cared, but through accepting who we are now, who they helped us become, and then carrying it on into the world. That's how we show how much we care about them, by being an extension of them and bringing that influence into other people's lives. Because even though they are gone and one day we will be gone, the simple fact is that the ripples that we create last forever. And those are what we really, really care about. Not the physical body, but the empathy and the compassion and the love and the friendship and the laughter and all of the experiences that come from the person who is unfortunately no longer here physically. But those moments that we had with them never go away. And it's our job now to carry them on into other people's lives, to have more of those moments, make more of those ripples, and truly honor the person who has left us. So those are my 3 insights for grief. Grief is never an easy thing to deal with, but it is a transition. If you can remember that loss is only a perception, but that gaining is equally a perception, then this becomes a lot easier to deal with, and before you know it, you're going to be back in the world having a positive impact, because that's what this person did for you. So as always, leave your questions or comments below and I will get back to you. Thanks so much, guys. Good luck.